For rookies, LA allows the second fewest points per game in the league. Here's Tua on his approach to commanding the offense in his first start as a Dolphins quarterback.
Well, I think my leadership plan is just to be the same, the same Tua I've always been. I don't got to go out yelling at guys. That's just not the way I lead. I'm just going to be me, how I am on the sideline, how I am off the field, pretty much how I'm going to be on the field. There might be certain instances where, we might get into it a little bit with the receivers or, the linemen. But, everyone's just so competitive here. That's just the nature of how the game goes sometimes.
Tua Tagovailoa.
I didn't know we were going to use that drop this much this year. Tries to become the first rookie quarterback to beat the Rams since LA drafted Aaron Donald in 2014. Rookie quarterbacks in that spot, 0-5, just 12.6 team points per game, a QBR of 31, and 4 touchdown passes compared to 6 picks. Little difference in the experience of the quarterback in these showdowns here. Headliner of the week, 6-0 Steelers, 5-1 Ravens. Des Bryant joined the Ravens for practice on Wednesday. He's been away from the league for a couple years. These two teams have split the last 46 meetings, 29 decided by one possession. Ben Roethlisberger under center for many. He knows what to expect.
It's a physical one. It can be nasty at times. But I've always felt as many times as my nose has been broke, we've had injuries, it's been a close game. It's always been football in its truest form in the sense that it's never dirty. It's never been nasty. It's just been hard-nosed football. And so this is one you always want your bye week to be after.
Despite being 6-0, Pittsburgh getting 3.5. That's according to Caesar Sportsbook by William Hill. Cleveland's small home favorite against Vegas. Kansas City hovering right around the 20-point threshold. Currently 19.5 they're laying to New York.
It's like a saying my mom used to say, it must be maple syrup because butter don't drizzle like that. And so that's kind of how it goes. You don't got much time to react, and syrup drizzles. You got to make that play. And a stick of butter, it's a block. You got to put it in the microwave to melt it. That just takes too long. You got to make that play right away, baby. And that's why, that's why I'm like the maple syrup. That's why she used to always say that, because I'm quick with it. I just drizzle all over the place.
Now, I've heard it must be jelly because jam don't shake like that, but this is a new one. What did he mean, George?
Listen, I come on here almost every week, okay, to do this segment.
Yeah.
And I'm stumped on this one. I would love to be a fly on the wall in the Gronkowski household if that's one of their sayings there. I got nothing. I'm just going to drizzle on out of here, apparently.
All right, good having you here.
Same.
It's still Detroit. The Lions, Red Wings, and Tigers all won championships in 1935, which brings us to this football season. One of the teams in Los Angeles, the one that came here by way of St. Louis after a previous stint here, has 18-1 odds to win the Pro Football Championship for this season. That's according to Caesar's William Hill. Those are the 8th shortest odds for any team. Let's welcome in Lindsey Thiry from Rams camp now. Lindsey, in the aftermath of the Dodgers win last night, the Lakers' Kyle Kuzma tweeted out, "Hey, Rams, you're up next." So with all these championships floating into Los Angeles now, how much pressure are the Rams feeling to deliver another one?
Stan, when the Lakers won their title, safety John Johnson said the energy and the buzz in the locker room definitely was picking up. Now that the Dodgers and the Lakers are title winners, quarterback Jared Goff says he can feel the excitement and that it would be good to hit a title trifecta in LA.
Well, that's the first thing you hear is all right, now it's your turn. And we've talked as a team, about, okay, these two teams have done it. These two guys have done it. Or I shouldn't say as a team, but as a group chat within the team. These two teams have done it. Now it's our turn, and it's something that we'd like to do.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think just seeing that for the city and the success. I don't know that you're any more motivated to try to kind of be on par with those teams, but you certainly want to make sure that you continue to compete and produce at a high level because. You got to be great to be relevant here in this city, and I think that's awesome.
And Stan, the Rams really are hearing about making a Super Bowl run from every angle. I asked Goff if he's friends with any of the Dodgers. He told me that he texted Cody Bellinger and Jock Peterson last night to congratulate them, and that Bellinger texted back, "Now it's your turn."
Lindsay, the Rams coming off that big win over the Bears on Monday Night Football, now 5-2, but playing in the toughest division in football right now, the NFC West. So how realistic a shot do they believe they have at bringing a Super Bowl title to L.A.?
You know, I asked Jared Goff that very same question, Stan, and he looked at me very matter of fact and said, "Of course we have a chance. We're winning games. We have all the right pieces. We're playing well in all three phases. Not to mention, we have several of the same players and coaches who were with us during that 2018 run. Now we just have to finish the job." And of course, Goff did remind me several times that it's only week 8 and they can't get too far ahead of themselves.
Yep. Next up for the Rams, a date with Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins in Miami. Lindsay, thank you. That matchup is the subject of our weekly walkthrough. Tagovailoa, making his NFL debut, says he spent the Dolphins' bye week working out and watching tape to get ready. And if Aaron Donald was involved, he saw some scary movies just in time for Halloween. Tagovailoa, 22nd different starting quarterback for Miami since 2000, season following Dan Marino's retirement. That trails only the Browns and the Bears. He'll have to thread the needle if he wants to get his offense going. According to NFL Next Gen Stats, Dolphins wide receivers have averaged 2.3 yards of separation on targets, the worst by any receiving core in the league. Ryan Fitzpatrick had the 4th highest rate of tight window passes in the league before Tagovailoa was named starter. He's going to have to rely on his offensive line to keep him safe, but don't put too much faith in it. Using ESPN's pass block win rate, the Dolphins have sustained their blocks for 2.5 seconds, 48% of the time. That's the 3rd lowest in the NFL, ahead of both New York teams. Man to cause the most problems on the defensive line, of course, is Aaron Donald. He's a destructive force. For more on Donald, here's Cameron Wolfe.
Don't be surprised to hear Tua yelling 99, 99 pre-snap Sunday. It's for Aaron Donald. Dolphins OC Chan Gailey wants to identify him. The goal? To scheme double teams his way and plays away from him. In a Tua offense, expect more run-pass options, screens, and quick timing routes to neutralize Donald's aggressiveness. The Dolphins want Tua to be more point guard than superstar. Ryan Fitzpatrick's average time to throw, 2.41 seconds. And with 2 rookies protecting Tua's blind side, he'll need to duplicate that in order to prevent Donald from turning his feel-good story into a nightmare.
Donald's presence is an immediate cause for concern. Despite being double-teamed most often this season, Donald has created 10 sacks with his pass rush wins, which is most in the league. He's also beating his block within 2.5 seconds, 22% of the time, the 2nd highest rate among interior defensive linemen. Here's Tagovailoa on his first start.
I think it's really exciting for our offense and our team. It'll show, what kind of team that, we kind of have, after a bye week and whatnot. But we know what we're going up against. We're going up against one of the top NFL defenses, in the league. And it's not just Jalen Ramsey. It's not as well as we can against these guys. We know this isn't going to be any easier from here on out.
How about this? Tagovailoa on Sunday will become the first left-handed quarterback to make his first career start since Kellen Moore in 2015. Over the last 20 seasons, only 2 lefty quarterbacks have won in their first career starts, Chris Sims in 2004 and Michael Vick in 2001. For those hoping Tagovailoa is Miami's future, Dan Marino threw for 322 yards in his first career start in 1983. Not the fantastic. That was Bruce Arians' assessment of Antonio Brown's first workout with the Bucs. He's still on suspension, so Brown can only work out with a strength and conditioning staff. But Arians said Brown appears to be ready to play next week. Brown, of course, spent 1 week with Tom Brady on the Patriots last year and now rejoins him. Here's Brady on the reunion.
I've watched Antonio for a long time and then had the opportunity to play with him last year for a short period of time. And, Jason and Bruce, felt like there was a right opportunity to add him to a really talented group that we already have. And I certainly didn't object to it. I think the more good players we have on our team, the better we can become. And he's joining a very deep group of players at that position. And Antonio's going to work his hard as he always has. He's a very hard worker. Everyone knows that. And, we'll see what we can do when he gets on the field.
Buccaneers offense now has 4 players named to the 2010s All-Decade team. Brown, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and LaShawn McCoy. Brown, Gronkowski, and McCoy were 3 of the 5 players with 75 touchdowns in that decade. Through 2018, Brown had 6 consecutive seasons with 100 catches, the longest streak in NFL history. The Bucs have only had a single 100 reception season. That was Keyshawn Johnson in 2001. And in his only game played with Tom Brady on the Patriots in 2019, Brown was targeted on 57% of his routes, second highest rate in the game.